Jordan Sekulow, the executive director of the American Center for Law and Justice, has been a loud, prophetic voice for religious freedom and human rights around the world. He's representing Saeed and Naghmeh and the family, their interests both here in Iran. He's coming now. We'll introduce some of our special guests. Let's welcome Jordan Sekulow. Jordan.
Thank you. Folks, as we gather here today, actually at this moment, Naghmeh Abedini, Pastor Saeed's wife, an American citizen, Pastor Saeed, an American, is speaking in Boise, Idaho, doing the same thing that we're doing. She's outside her state capital at this exact moment. That's why we planned for 2 p.m. She's on Mountain Time. Naghmeh, as you may have seen in the last few days, was able to approach the Iranian delegation at the United Nations as they were going through a hotel lobby, the president's delegation, as well as the foreign minister's spokesperson for Iran. So we now know, after Christian Amanpour asked the new president of Iran specifically about Saeed, that no more can Iran claim to not know, its top leader not know about this imprisoned American pastor who is imprisoned only because of his Christian faith. You know, it's typical of Iran when they bring charges against people like this to accuse them of being spies, or to say they're Zionists, or they're a spy for America, they're a spy for Israel, they're some real kind of threat, or they're a criminal. And we've seen that before. But Iran was much bolder this time with Pastor Saeed. They accused him of being a national security threat because of work he did with house churches dating from 2000 to 2005. Now, he's made 9 trips to Iran since 2009, long after the charges that were brought against him. It wasn't a crime from 2000 to 2005 to work with house churches. There was a different president. This was before Ahmadinejad. So we now have a U.S. citizen, an American, sitting in one of the worst prisons in the world, sitting when he can, because when he's in solitary confinement, he's in a 2x2 cell where you can't sit or stand. And he's there only because of his Christian faith. Secretary Kerry, as we speak, is actually meeting with the P5+1. That includes Iran's foreign minister today, right now, on the 1-year anniversary of Saeed's imprisonment. 52 weeks he has been in jail because he is a Christian. You know, we had a letter writing campaign because of Saeed. And let me see if my team can hand me this from the New York Times today. Because Saeed wrote a letter to the new president appealing to him on his own rhetoric of being a moderate. So we said, well, we should write letters too. And our first goal was 52,000, 1,000 for each week Saeed had been in jail. We hit that in a few days. So we said, what can we do to make it bigger? So we said, okay, 104,000 by today. We hit that yesterday. And as of the last time I checked, as I was walking over here today, we're at over 115,000 people who have joined Saeed, but also Reverend Billy Graham, who today took out a full-page ad in the New York Times, a letter to the president of Iran appealing for him to release Saeed. Now, folks, for all of you who came today in the middle of the day on a work day, and for everybody watching and for everybody praying at home, I know it's not easy to be here, this does not happen. These meetings don't happen. The coverage doesn't happen without all of you. It takes 100,000 people. It takes the over 600,000 people in our petition. But it also takes our government.